to talk about how to find the least common multiple, sometimes they're called least common denominators, and the greatest common factor. Now, least common multiple you will use LCM, and for greatest common factor we'll use GCF. Okay, so here's two things I want you to remember. With LCM, think about multiplication, but with GCF, think about division. So let's say we had 6 and 4, and we're looking for the LCM. Well, I want to find out what numbers they match in the multiplication tables. So I start off with my largest number, and that'll be 6. And let me write down about 3 terms in the multiplication tables of 6. So 6, there's 12, and then there's 18. I'll stop here. I could go further, but that's usually enough. Then I find the first number that 4 also goes in here, or should I say, that is also in the 4 time tables, and that will be 12. Well, that would make 12 the least common multiple. Now, the greatest common factor. Let's start it again. We have 6 and 4. For this one, I think about division. So what number can I divide into? What's the greatest number I can divide into both 4 and 6? And that would be a 2. 2 can be divided into both. Therefore, it's 2. So, for 6 and 4, the LCM is 12, and the GCF is 2. Okay, let's try 4 and 8. Alright, for 4 and 8, the LCM, use the timetable, so I use the timetable for 8. 8, the next one will be 16, the next one will be 24. So, out of the ones I've written, which one is the lowest or the least that 4 will go into? And that will be 8. So, 4 actually goes into 8, or 8 is also in the 4 time tables. So, that's my LCM. 8. Okay, now, let's find the greatest common factor. So, put 4 and 8 again, and I put divide. So, what's the greatest number I can divide both by? I can divide these both by 1, but that's not the greatest. I can divide these both by 2, that's not the greatest. I can divide these both by 4, and that is the greatest number I can divide them both by. So it'll be 4. GCF of 4. Alright, 9 and 6. Alright, again, to find the LCM, I use multiplication tables, and I'll start with 9. So 9, then there's 18, and then there's 27. There's more, but I'll stop there. And I want to know what's the lowest number out of all these that 6 will also go into. And it'll be the 18, because 18 is also in the 6 time tables. So that's it. Now for the GCF. I have 9 and 6 can be divided by what number? Now they both can be divided by 1, but I want a bigger number than that, or a greater number. They both can be divided by 3, and that's about as high as we can go. They can both be divided by. So the GCF is 3. Alright, next. 5 and 4. Okay, again, we'll look for the LCM. So I'll start with the multiplication tables of the 5, which is the bigger number. So 5, 10, 15. Okay, and I'll see if 4 can go into any of these. Nope, can't go into these. So I'll keep going up. So 5, 10, 15. Let's try 20. And 4 can't go into the 20. So 20 will be the LCM. Okay, now let's look for the GCF. And for the GCF, we use division. So what number can we, what's the largest number we can divide these both by? Well, I start off with 1. Okay, 1 can divide it to both. 2 won't work, 3, well, nothing else works but 1. So the GCF is going to be 1, greatest common factor of 1. Okay, let's look at 8 and 12. I want the LCM, we'll do multiplication. We'll go out a larger number. So we have 12, the next number is 24. After that is 36, and it keeps going. Okay, so what's the lowest number out of all these that 8 will go into? 8 will not go into 12. Oh, 8 will go into a 24. So 24 is your LCM. Okay, next. We have 8 and 12, and we want to use division now to find the GCF. I can divide them both by 1. I need a greater number than that. I can also divide them both by 2. Is there a greater number? I can divide them both by 4. And that's about as high as I can go. I can divide both numbers by. So 4 is going to be the GCF. Alright, 12 and 6. Okay, so again, we'll start with the LCM. We'll use multiplication tables. So the first in the multiplication tables for 12 is 12, and then after that is 24, and then after that is 36. I'll stop there. So 6 goes into which of these first, which is the lowest one, and 12 is the lowest one. So 6 will go into 12, that's my LCM, or at least common multiple. Now let's find the GCF. 12 and 6, we want to divide those. I can divide those both by 1. I can divide them both by 2. I can divide them both by 3. And I can divide them both by 6. 6 is my greatest value, or greatest number that I can divide them both by. Therefore, that's my GCF, my greatest value, or greatest factor. Let's try 3 and 2. Okay. For the least common multiple, I use multiplication tables. So I start with the largest number, which is 3. So I got 3, 6, 9, it keeps going. Alright, what number does 2 divide into evenly? And it'll be 6. So 6 is my LCM. Okay, for my greatest common factor, I'll use division. So 3 and 2 can be divided by 3 and 2 can be divided by what number each? And it's 1. So that's the greatest number that can be divided by both. So that'll be common. And you say both, that's the word. That's why we use the word common. Common means both. So 1 can be used on both, or 1 is common to both of them. And that's it.